Okay, problem 8 in our review packet tells us to solve triangle ABC given using the given diagram and the given measurements, which you have here. Alright, so I'm going to start by populating my triangle with the given information. So I can see angle A is 45 degrees, side B is 15. So I can easily find angle B, alright, by subtracting 45 from 90. Because we know angle A and B will be complementary when angle C is 90 degrees. So angle B is 45 degrees. Alright, so I hope you're noticing that you have a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which is a special triangle. And when you have a 45, 45, 90 triangle, you're going to need to give exact answers. Rounding will not be acceptable. And so there's two ways to do that. I'll show you both ways. The first way, which you know, there's some rules to the 45, 45, 90 triangle, so I'll draw that up here. Alright, and let's assume that one leg is 1. Well, you know, the other leg is also going to 1, because if both angles are equal, their sides opposite them should be equal. And the hypotenuse will be the length of the leg multiplied by the square root of 2. So 1 times the square root of 2 is simply the square root of 2. So using this knowledge, we can solve our triangle in a matter of seconds. Alright, we already solved one angle, found that B is 45. And if we know both legs are the same, if this leg is 15, this leg also has to be 15. And then once we know the length of our legs, we can find our hypotenuse simply by multiplying by the square root of 2. So our hypotenuse will be 15 times the square root of 2. Triangle is solved. If you don't remember this, or if you're unsure if you have it correct, you can always resort to your trig. So I'll show you how to use that as well. So we're going to use our given information, 45 degrees for A. Side B is 15. Our unknown side here is A. We don't know it's 15 yet. Alright, unknown side is A. So A is opposite of our given angle, and the known side is adjacent to our given angle. So the trig function that is opposite over adjacent is tangent. So I'm going to say the tan of 45 degrees is opposite over adjacent, or A over 15, because B we know is 15. So I know tan of 45 has a specific value. Alright, so if you don't have that memorized, you're going to need to look at your chart. Alright, and you can see tan of 45 degrees has a value of 1. So I'm going to go back and replace tangent with 1, and I'm going to make it into a fraction, so it's 1 divided by 1. And I'm going to set that equal to A over 15. Now I can simply solve by cross multiplying, and 1 times A is A. 1 times 15 is 15. Side A is 15, which is what we got. You can do the same thing for side C. I'm going to go back to my given angle of A. Side C is the hypotenuse. My given side was adjacent. So the trig function that's adjacent over hypotenuse, well, that's cosine. So I have cosine of 45 degrees is adjacent, which is 15, over my hypotenuse, which is unknown. So I need to replace cosine of 45 degrees with its exact value. So if you don't know it, you need to refer to your chart. Look for cosine 45 degrees. The exact value is square root of 2 divided by 2. Alright, so I'm going to replace square root of 45 with square root of 2 divided by 2. Set that equal to 15 divided by C. And I'm going to use cross multiplication here to solve. So C times the square root of 2, square root of 2 times C. 2 times 15, well, that's 30. Oops, not 13. It's 30. So I'm going to solve for C by dividing by the square root of 2. And these square roots will cancel. C is now alone, but we've got square root of 2 in the denominator, so you're going to have to rationalize it by multiplying by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. And you are going to get 30 square root of 2 divided by 2. And you can see that 30 divided by 2 is equal to 15 times the square root of 2, which is what we had over here. So either way, alright, you can solve your triangle. One's just a little quicker than the other.